Welcome to SportsbookReview.com. I'm Flash, and this is the best bet show with La Liga, Bundesliga, and Serie A. And the man next to me, I should be having no top on because the heat that's radiating off him. 3.2 banker. How smug are you?
I'm very smug at the moment. Look at my face.
I don't want to be looking at that face. Look at that face. That's a face only a mother could love. But 3.2, I'm starting to love it, I must admit. And he put a few people on in the office. He was that confident. He went and told everyone, and people started tweeting, thanks to Number Juan. Well, Number Juan, you deserve all the credit.
Yeah, it was a good week for me. 4 of 4, I had a win. And that Barcelona game was just simply amazing for both teams to score. And Barcelona.
But you always felt they were going to come back. They were 2-1 down, and you felt that they were going to come back and win it. Obviously, Number Juan is only 50% of the winning combination in La Liga because we've got Martin Green. Martin, how are you? And are you in awe of Number Juan?
I've been in awe of Number Juan for a long, long time, but he's just going from strength to strength this season. Great stuff. Well done, Number Juan. It's a good weekend in La Liga. Had a couple of winners as well, so ticking along nicely.
Yeah, we like that. We like the way that you both tick along nicely. But when a banker at 3.2 comes along, that is to be celebrated.
Yeah, especially with.
But you cannot back it up with 1, 2, 3. 4 results, 0 and 4. Rafa, can you have a look at the record, please? The joint one first. The overall record is 23.6 units of profit, and look at that average price of 2.02, accuracy of 54%. Absolutely top draw, gentlemen. And the individual record, because Number Juan here wants to take a picture of it and hang it as a poster on his wall. Martin, 5.5. That's absolutely top draw, Martin. Number Juan, 18.1. I think he's doctoring them figures. Average price is 2.11. I keep going back to it. 1.42 banker at the start of the year. Now he's smashing in 3.2 bankers. Congratulations. I can't say enough. Honestly, I am so proud of the way that I've just like a duck to water.
Yeah, well, at the beginning of the season, I was measuring myself on how we're going to do it. But so far, teams are doing great. They're constant. So that helps a lot too. Yeah,
and you've got to be careful now because it's the start of the duck season for people getting their guns out like Elmer Fudd. So if you're going to be out there, you want to make sure you duck properly. We're going to start with you, Martin. Villarreal 1.53, which is minus 188. Draw 4.75 plus 375. And Levante at 6.5, which is plus 550. Villarreal 1.53. It looks like a home win, but I know that you're going to find value elsewhere.
Yeah, I'm looking at the goals market in this one, Flash. Villarreal are the great entertainers of Spanish football. Both teams, the score has paid off in 3/4 of their games so far. They're great going forward. Santi Cazorla, as we know, is a wonderful playmaker, and Alcácer just puts them away. He's a lethal finisher. But they're leaky at the back. They concede goals. And Levante also have a terrible defensive record. So I can see Villarreal scoring in this one. Can see Levante scoring in this one. I don't think it's going to be a hugely high-scoring game because just 9% of Levante's games this season have gone over 4.5 goals. So putting them both together, both teams to score under 4.5 goals, 2.35.
2.35, which is plus 135, and that's both teams to score and under 4.5 goals. Well, if I didn't know you better, Number Juan, after listening to that, I fancy you might be both teams to score and Villarreal to win.
Not this time, Flash. I've surprised you. I agree with everything Martin says. Villarreal is a great attacking team. They have not the greatest defense like Levante. But I still believe Villarreal is going to win. So Villarreal over 1.5 goals at 1.70 or minus 140. Levante record away from home only has 3 wins this season. It's not very good. And the last game between each other, all of them have over 2 goals.
Excellent. I know what you're doing now. You had your massive week last week of 4 out of 4 and your 3.2 banker. You've gone into security mode. You are making sure, and 1.7. 1.7s didn't get you up to 18 units. Your 3.2s and your 2.7s and things like that. So just beware, number one. You think you're stealing money. I know what you're up to. You think you're stealing. Okay, I'm going to come back to you now.
I have a surprise here.
You've got plenty of surprises. Barcelona 1.45, minus 220 to draw, 4.8, which is plus 380. And Getafe at 8.0, which is plus 700. You like both these teams. Where are you going?
Yeah. Getafe is just fantastic. They always score goals, as Barcelona too, and Barcelona is leaking on defense, but they're at home. Barcelona is a different beast. Getafe hasn't won the last 3 games against Barca, and Barcelona has won the last 4 in a row at their home. And the last 2 games between each other all end up in 2-0. So I'm going for an Asian handicap this time, -1, Barcelona at 1.75 or -133.
1.75 to go with your 1.7. You're living dangerously this week, number one. You have definitely got that fire guard up to stop you getting burnt. Okay, Martin, Sevilla 1.62, which is -162. Draw 4.0, which is plus 300. And Espanyol at 6.2, plus 520. And I can tell you, this morning it was plus 550. So there is money for Espanyol. But for me, it looks like a home win, Martin.
Yeah, I think this is a great opportunity for Sevilla to get back to winning ways and reignite their bid for a top 4 finish. Espanyol, bottom of the table. They made a big signing in January. They brought in star striker Raul de Tomas, broke their transfer record for him, which suggests that they're not going to go down without a fight. But I still think, and their form has improved since then, while Sevilla have been playing badly. But I still think that Sevilla are the better team in pretty much every department. They're at home. They've already beaten Espanyol 2-0 this season. I was looking at Sevilla -1 Asian handicap, which is plus 105 or 2.05. But I might just go minus 0.75 Asian handicap at odds of 1.8 instead, which is minus 125, just to give me a half win if they do only win by 1 goal.
Okay, number one, you like this game as well. It's been a while since you've been on Sevilla, but you're going back there now.
Yeah, I'm going back because Espanyol this season hasn't been great.
They've been worse than great.
Yeah, they're going about to descend. I thought with the new hiring of the coach, they're going to start getting better, but so far they're still lacking. But I believe Sevilla is going to win this game. So I'm choosing the Martin Classic, Sevilla under 4.5 at 1.83 or minus 120. So last games between each other have ended under 5 goals. So yeah, Espanyol hasn't won any of their last 4 games against Sevilla, so I'm expecting a Sevilla win.
Yeah, and you wouldn't expect Sevilla to be involved in a game that goes over 4.5, so your 1.83 looks decent, and there's every chance that you both have a winner there. Martin, Bilbao 2.03, which is plus 103, the draw 3.29, which is plus 229, Osasuna 4.3, which is plus 330. I don't know where you're going with this.
Yeah, there's certainly money going on Osasuna because they were plus 100, then they were plus 103. Now some are going out to plus 105 on them. So the money's definitely going on the away side, but I'm not sure why, really. I think this is a good opportunity for Bilbao to get back to winning ways as well. They are very strong at home. You know, we've seen them beat Barcelona here. They've won 6 out of 11 at home. Osasuna don't travel particularly well. They do draw a lot of games, which is a bit of a concern. But I would think that Athletic Bilbao have enough about them to go and win this game. Very, very solid defensively at home. They've only conceded 6 times in 11 games. And Osasuna aren't particularly exciting in front of goal. So I can maybe see Athletic Bilbao grinding out a narrow victory in this one. So I'm going for the home win, 2.05 or plus 105.
Okay, so that's from 2.03 or plus 103 to now 2.05, and you may even get higher. I always worry when the home side are above plus 100. I was going to make it my European trap after my successes in the last few weeks of finding the right trap, but I think there's a better trap out there. So I'm going to let you have Atletico Bilbao and not put the hex on it. Number one.
Thanks, Ash.
No worries, mate. No worries. You know that the trap, if your trap comes out, you might as well rip up your ticket. Number one, Real Madrid 1.33, which is minus 303, draw 6.2, which is plus 520. And Celta Vigo 11.0, which is plus 1,000. No Celta Vigo for you?
No, definitely not. I think nobody trusts in Celta Vigo, especially against this Real Madrid that has been scoring a lot of goals, and also they scored them a lot of goals. The defense is not the greatest, even though they have great players. But I'm still believe, and of course I believe, in the Real Madrid win, and over 3.5 at 2.65 or plus 165. Celta Vigo hasn't won any of their last 4 games against Real Madrid, and their away record is only 1 win outside their home. But this, I think, is going to be a goal fest for Real Madrid. At least 4 goals, maybe a 3-1 or a 4-1. I do believe that Celta Vigo may score a goal. So if you're interested, maybe Real Madrid to win and both teams to score. But I'm staying with Real Madrid over 3.5.
Yeah, nice price, 2.65. It makes up for them little skinny ones you had earlier. Martin, do you like the 2.65 of over 3.5 goals?
Oh, I'm now hoping that Real Madrid win either 4-0 or 3-1, because I'm going for the classic Real Madrid and under 4.5 goals. So a 4-0 would do nicely for both of us. Not such great odds, I'm afraid. I've got minus 137 on that, which is 1.73 for European audience. I just think Real Madrid are in great form, can't stop winning right now, but they've got Barcelona breathing down their necks, so they need to maintain that winning streak. Their games don't normally see that many goals. They've got 2.5 goals on average this season, which, when you compare that to 3.6 in Barcelona games, suggests that they really do like to grind out victories. They've got more clean sheets than any other team, even Atletico Madrid, which is interesting. Ramos and Varane seem to have a good defensive partnership for a change. I can just see them winning this in a relatively low-scoring game, but I'm now hoping for 4-0.
Okay, 4-0. Both boys will be happy. Okay, and this is a good opportunity for me to say to you that Real Madrid are 16-1 for the Champions League. Far, far too big a price. I fancy they'll beat Man City, and then they'll become 5-1. So if you want to get a massive price, take your 16-1 about the Champions League. I will be going on about it until they get knocked out, until they get to the final number 1. You like 16-1?
Yeah, that's a good price.
It is a good price.
You have mentioned a couple of times. Yeah, put some money on it?
Yeah, of course. Of course. I said I'd do it after the show. I think it was either last week or the week before. 16-1 plus 1,600. We love that. Number 1, absolutely outstanding form you're in. Let's hope you have another great weekend. And I'll see you again next week.
No banker?
You got a banker as well again after them skinny little odds? Give me your banker.
The Real Madrid one. Real
At
Madrid
2.65?
Yes.
So your biggest price one is your banker. Martin, have you got a banker for me?
No, sorry.
Yeah, I'll just go to Real Madrid. Just straight Real Madrid win. Who knows about goals now? Anything could happen. But I do think Real Madrid will win that.
Real Madrid is your banker at 1.33?
Going wild.
Is that even allowed? Well, the T's and C's allow us to have a banker at 1.33.
You were complaining on my 1.4.
No, listen, I'd keep. Your 1.4, you'd get taken away with the men in the white coats. That's exuberant compared to the 1.33 I'm hearing from Martin. Martin, it's been rejected. At 1.33, you can't be slinging one. I could go and pick up a tramp off the street who could tell me a banker at 1.33.
All right, I'll stick with under 4.5 goals as well at 1.73. I just don't want to curse. I don't want to curse number 1's winning streak.
Don't worry about number 1. He can take it. Listen, he's cursed in life. Never mind his winning streak. So listen, this is the only good part of his life is this Wednesday for this 25 minutes. Listen, I'll see you tomorrow. 6 games in the Premier League, Martin. You have a great 24 hours. And number 1, congratulations again, and keep up the good work.
Thank you very much. See you, Martin, next week. Good luck.
Thank you. So that's Martin and the hot, sizzling Scorchio, number 1 with his 3.2 banker last week. He's going for 2.65 this week. Wow. He's setting the standard and he's getting rewarded. Now we're going to go to the Bundesliga, the home of the trap. Last week I tried to advise people, both Radek and Alex became victims of Flash's trap. This weekend, I'm not so sure. I think they might have a good weekend. They normally respond really, really well. Alex and Radek, how are you, gentlemen?
Good.
Hey, Flash.
Yeah, it's always nice when I say, how are you? And I can't hear either of them because they're just miming. Radek, how was your weekend, sir?
Can't complain. Was nice and not very special as every weekend if you're a father of a 3-year-old girl who wants to have fun every weekend.
Yeah, that's the beauty of fatherhood, from one father to another. Alex, good weekend, and how's the baby?
Yeah, great weekend. The baby is good. Now we have also a little dog, Yorkshire Terrier. So I have another baby right now. Wife is good, life is good, you know. So I can't complain. The banker came in, the trap didn't, but that was just one unit play. This is why I took it as a one unit play. I'm a little bit upset because Radek took it with 2 units and I wanted it to come in, but till now on you're not allowed to say trap anymore, Flash, because of you, our bets are losing, you know.
Well, it's only because the trap comes in most weeks in the Premier League that I've spread it out. And obviously, I was being a bit facetious because obviously you know that I've got Werder Bremen to go down and you got Werder Bremen to stay up. So I'm just voodooing my Werder Bremen doll. Alex, although I managed to get them beat with 2 traps with Hoffenheim as well, they did all right. Put up their record, please. The Bundesliga record of 8.1 units of profit. And remember, these boys were in trouble about maybe 3 months ago. And now they're up 2.02 average price. You know I always love anything above 1.85, 1.9. What about their individual records, please, Rafa? There it is, Alex, a profit of 10, and Radek didn't have a great weekend at 1.9, spending too much money on ice creams for his 3-year-old daughter. Stop with the ice creams, Radek. Make sure you do more homework.
You have to mention Alex is above. I have a losing streak since weeks, and Alex is the only reason that we're here in profit. And yeah, I hope it's getting better today.
Yeah, it's a team game. It's a marathon, not a sprint. I've got all the cliches. I've been in that position. I was once down 34 units in March. And I finished with 11 units of profit. That is legendary status, and I'm still dining out on that, Radek. Anyway, let's get this show on the road.
What happened to you last season, Flash? It was absolutely insane what happened to you last season. And I think that it will happen, it will repeat also this season. But the name of the show is the Best Bet Show, and I cannot resist to let you guys know once again that this show, this season, has over 70 units of profit combined with La Liga, Bundesliga, and Serie A. So if last week we were at 57, this week we are at 70. So if you take a look week in and week out, we are going up as the season ends.
Yeah, and I mean, if you added the Premier League punters onto that, you'd be over 100 units, because yours truly, your host, the man who knows nothing, the king of the trap, he went 100% in the Premier League last year of a parlay, a banker, singles. Yeah, and I'd just like to remind people, just so that you don't think that Alex has gone completely bonkers, it was 3 years ago, Alex, that I was 35 units down. And not last season. I know that time flies.
I thought that it was 3 years ago when you were 35 years old. But yeah, it looks like that.
Anyway, less of your cheek, young man. Let's go with Mainz at 3.0 plus 200, draw 3.5, which is plus 250. Schalke 2.4 plus 140. We'll start with you, Radek. Where are you going?
Yeah, I think the price for Schalke is good enough here to bet on them, as they have to turn the things around, because they only had one win in the last 5 games, or they lost the last 3 games with 2 draws, I think, and 1 loss against Bayern Munich. And after that, I think Mainz is a team who they have to beat if they want to get close to the top, because Schalke is now at place 6, I think, and if they want to manage to get to the international spots, they have to beat weaker teams, and Mainz is for sure one of the weaker teams they have to beat. But yeah, it's always tough to play against Mainz, at Mainz. But anyway, for the price of 2.3, Schalke has to win, and brings me back on the road to success.
Okay, it looks like both teams to score minimum here for me, Alex. Where are you going?
Yeah, yes, I'm going over 2.5 goals, absolutely 1.75. Mainz, yes, are not a good team, are not one of the good teams of this season in Bundesliga. But at home, they are another animal. I fancy them to give huge headaches to Schalke here. Yes, Schalke are the team with the value at plus 140 or 2.4. But Robin Quaison from Mainz was outstanding against Hertha Berlin last week. I think this was one of the big upsets last weekend in Bundesliga. Hertha Berlin to lose at home 3-1 against Mainz. So I think that Mainz will put a lot of problems, will find the back of the net. Because they are also fighting to avoid relegation. Yes, they are some points, I think that 4 of them above the danger zone, but that says nothing because we still have 13 rounds to go till the end of the season, and every single point is very, very important. Schalke, like Radek mentioned, with a bad start to their second half of the season, failed to score in 2 matches. That 5-0 defeat against the Bayern and that goalless draw against Hertha. I think that they will come to bounce back here to return to winning ways, and I see an exciting match with at least 3 goals on the scoreboard. So over 2.5 goals at 1.75.
Yeah, I think something's got to change with Schalke. They seem to want to control games and not hurt teams. I think they've got to be a little bit more in the front foot and get more bodies in the box, because they seem to be going out wide. The ball comes in and the midfielders are still 25 or 30 yards away, and there's a fear of not getting beat. More of a fear of winning. Okay, here we go. Here's the biggest upset. Dortmund at 1.17 minus 600. Draw 5.5 at plus 450. Eintracht at 7.0 plus 600, Alex. Dortmund getting beat last week against Leverkusen, and they only had themselves to blame.
Dortmund, beat last week against Leverkusen. They failed to maintain the 1-goal lead for 2 times during the match. Every time Dortmund are playing, it's not a trap game. You must expect goals because they are scoring. Plenty of opportunities they're creating, but they're also struggling at the back. So you expect every single team from Bundesliga and not only to score against Dortmund. Doesn't matter if we are talking Paderborn, Werder, Bremen, Düsseldorf, or so on. It's only them. Mats Hummels was. I don't wanna talk about his performance last week.
Or any of the other weeks. Or any of the other weeks that he's been playing this year.
Yeah, probably, yeah. But in front, they are absolutely amazing. Even without Marco Reus, who was injured and who will still be injured, so he will miss this game, the attack is absolutely amazing. From Guerreiro to Jadon Sancho to Haaland. This is one of the best attacking sides in Europe right now. They kicked off 2020 scoring, I think that in 5 consecutive matches, at least 3 goals in each of them. but they conceded 11 in the process. So you must think also about their opponents here, because Eintracht Frankfurt are unbeaten this year. They are another great attacking side. And if it keeps on giving us money, last week was a banker over 3.5 goals in the match. 2 weeks ago was a banker again. I think that we should roll on with it. Over 3.5 goals in the match at 1.8.
Couldn't agree more. I don't know where you got your trap from, because I think Dortmund win this and they could win it 4-1, 4-2. I mean, I think over 3.5 goals. I think you could go a little bit more bonkers and throw in over 4 goals. I'd see Dortmund only wanting to go on the front foot because they know now that the defenders can't defend. I enjoy watching them. I mean, as a neutral, I enjoy watching them, and it's a little bit more when they get beat. Here's a team I do like to watch, though, Alex. RB Leipzig only got themselves to blame for not winning last week. 1.26 minus 380, draw 6.5, which is plus 550. And Werder Bremen 12.0 plus 1100. How many are Leipzig going to win by, Alex?
I don't know if they will win by a ton of goals. Last week it was a roller coaster. We predicted goals. They missed some crazy opportunities. Also Bayern Munich. It was unbelievable how many they missed. It should have ended 3-3 or something like that, you know. We also talked, if you remember, about giving Leipzig a plus 1.5 Asian handicap. You also specified the draw double chance on RB Leipzig, which was pure value. I think that it was around 2.8, 3.0, something like that. Yes, absolutely amazing RB Leipzig. When they are playing against big teams like Bayern Munich, they are absolutely amazing on the break. But when they are playing against small teams like Werder Bremen, like Paderborn, I don't know, something happens to them because I think that they are struggling to dominate the game and to impose their rhythm. I think that they still need time together as a team to make things right. But in the form that Werder Bremen are now, you cannot expect something else than RB Leipzig to comfortably win this game. I don't like, in general, this halftime, full-time market, but I will play it right now. I think that RB Leipzig will lead at halftime and will win at full-time at 1.72.
Yeah, I mean, I think you make a good point. The thing I say about, obviously, Leipzig raising their game because they feel as if they are more than a match for the top sides because they are the top side. I think it's the same with the opposition when they play Leipzig. I think Werder Bremen could this weekend. We've said all along that they've got good individuals. They don't play as a team. But this is the type of game where Werder Bremen might, I don't think they'll win the game, but I think there'll be a match for maybe long stages, and I think we'll see a good performance from Werder Bremen, but one that's not good enough to get them anything out of the game. Let's hope anyway. Radek, Paderborn 2.8, which is plus 180, draw 3.6, which is plus 260. Then Hertha 2.49, plus 149. Klinsmann is loving life in Bundesliga.
Not anymore. Yeah, he quitted yesterday or
did he?
2 days ago. You don't know it?
No, that's news to me.
Yeah, he quitted.
Why did he
too
quit?
cold in Berlin, wants to go home to California.
But he was doing such a great job.
Yes, he quitted.
Wow.
Because he wanted to be a bigger position and wanted to be
the manager. He wanted to be as a manager, like the Premier League managers, you know, to manage the
whole club,
the transfers, to have money on his hand and everything. So Hertha Berlin is not yet in that position, and he blamed also a little bit the results. The last results, the defeat from last weekend against the Mainz. So yeah, he's a quitter in my opinion.
Well, he is.
I never expected something like that from such a. icon, let's say.
No, and the thing is, Radek, he had done a really good job. He stabilised them. He made them tough to beat. All right, they weren't scoring many goals, but they were getting a few results that we wouldn't expect. I mean, the one that really springs out is when they went to Leverkusen and won 1-0. Really killed everyone off that game. So, Paderborn and Hertha, where are you going?
Yeah, because no one expected Klinsmann to leave. That was a really bomb yesterday, and so I think the team is totally confused about that. And I don't know who is the coach of Berlin now. So, and on the other hand, we have Paderborn, who is still last in the standings, but they made some good points within the last games, and that's why I'm going with Paderborn here, Asian handicap 0, and you get around 2.1, or in American odds, you know it better as I do.
Yeah, draw no bet at 2.1. Okay, the reason I didn't know about Klinsmann in my own defence is that he would have probably left while I was sleeping, and since I've woken up, all I've done is be inside this studio and working my absolute backside off. So that's in my defence, and obviously shame and embarrassment, and I'm getting lower and lower and lower. Okay, Alex, help me out here. Union Berlin at 4.1, which is 3-1-0 draw. 3.8, which is plus 280. And Leverkusen scored 4 last week. 1.93, minus 108. Leverkusen too much.
I mean, hopefully you will not say that this is a trap game, because I will kill you if you do that.
No, I love the Leverkusen. I love Leverkusen.
Leverkusen is just another team in this second half of the season. They united in the winter break. It was a perfect opportunity for them to come together as a team. Look what amazing matches they are doing week in and week out. Yes, with minus that 2-1 defeat at Hoffenheim, but still in that match they dominated absolutely the entire game. And they, again, Germany, Bundesliga is the kind of place, as a neutral fan, you love it, because there are goals, you have entertainment, again, full stadiums and everything. But when you bet on them and you see some shots, not scoring from some incredible position, you will try to stay calm, and not to bang your head in the wall, because sometimes this is what is happening. So that was one of the matches, Leverkusen against Hoffenheim on the road. They lost 2-1. But they amazingly bounced back with that crazy victory against Dortmund, with the Bailey, with Voland. I think that they're absolutely flying right now. And they shouldn't have problems against Union Berlin, but with a little bit of question mark there. Union Berlin home form, their defensive approach, but I still like Leverkusen to return home with the 3 points and climb the standings. Why not? 1.93.
Couldn't agree more. And there's two big pluses in this game for me, is that Leverkusen get bodies in the box, they arrive late, and their timing is good. And also, I think they're going to enjoy the counter-attack inside of the game, Radek.
Yeah, I'm totally with Alex here, and I think Leverkusen has to win this game to prove that they are on this position in the right spot, because they have the chance to go to the Champions League. They're not worse than Gladbach and Dortmund at the moment, and if they play in their best shape, I think they have to win this game, and if they lose, they don't deserve to play international in the Champions League next year. So that's a kind of character test, and with the odds of around 2.0, this is very, very much value in this game, I think, because on the other hand, we have Union Berlin overperforming week for week, and
wow.
I think, you don't have to have fear of this team, even if they played good games so far, but Leverkusen has to beat them anyway.
No, couldn't agree more. Radek, have you got a banker for me?
Yeah, Leverkusen.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I do not blame you. Alex, have you got a banker for me?
Yeah, I must go with Leverkusen too in this one.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I really don't blame you. And the Bundesliga escapes the trap. I think I'll have to be saving that for Serie A. Radek, have a good weekend. Have a special weekend, obviously, with your daughter. Hope you have a great time. Alex, if you can stay where you are, because I'm going to get Chef Michael on, and we're going to go to Serie A. Last weekend, I said to you on this show, I cannot trust Juve. And what a bad performance they put in.
Yeah, I couldn't understand that specific game. I had half units on Juve and over 1.5, Juve and over 2.5. So it's not a bad minus, because I cashed with the Inter banker, beating AC Milan from after being 2 goals down. Absolutely amazing second half from Inter. Loved the fighting spirit, loved the bounce back, loved everything about that second half. I cashed with Bologna as a Roma, so it was a good weekend in Italy too. And I love the Italian Serie A. I think that this season we have a great show with Inter, Juventus, and Lazio right now, separated by just 1 point in the standings. 54 Inter and Juve, 53 Lazio. What a great end of the season we have. We don't have normally those kind of seasons with Juventus being right now 10 points, 12 points up. We expected that close season in Premier League, but it's not happening. We expected it in... so besides Premier League, Bundesliga, Serie A right now, and also La Liga are still there with many teams fighting for the title.
Okay, and Chef Michael, how are you, sir? And how was your weekend last week at half-time in the Inter game?
It was getting pretty stressful there, Flash, for a minute. It was getting worried about the, you watched that first half of the game. Inter looked totally lost. Diego Godin was getting embarrassed every time they were getting in the box. It was a total shit show on Inter's part, and I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall in the halftime to hear what Conte had to say to that team to fire them up to come out in that second half and fire away like that.
Well, it was like an under-12s game. If I was manager, it was so obvious what the Milan script was. It was to get the ball at their feet, hit the ball into Ibrahimovic. He drops it off. We have a third-man runner, and then we get the ball in the box. They did not stop it at source. It's come out second half, completely different. Shut it down, got the goal, and all of a sudden it was like a house of cards for AC, and Inter ran out, deserved winners, and I went for Inter, win to nil, no good. Inter -1, tick, and Inter and over 1.5, so I was more than happy. Rafa, can we have the records, please? Okay, overall record, 38.3 units. You boys are sizzling. Love the average price of 1.99. Happy that you're keeping to my little rule of keeping it around 1.85 to 2.1. And the individuals are both looking forward to seeing this. Alex, 9.8, which is an unbelievable season if it ends there. If it gets better, then all good. And Chef Michael at 28.5 on the back of Inter and maybe a couple of others. Now, before I go into these games, before we go into Lazio and Inter, we have a charity poker tournament on Saturday evening. I think it's 8:30 Eastern time. And now Lee's going to tell you all about it.
Hey guys, Lee Martin here. On Saturday, February 15th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, SBR is hosting a poker charity tournament to raise awareness about Angelman syndrome, or AS. AS is a rare disorder that currently has no cure. Symptoms include developmental delays, no or minimal use of words, seizures, and a few other serious conditions. To take part in the event, reserve a seat by logging into the SBR poker client and buy into the event with 200 bet points. For each buy-in made, SBR will donate $20 to cureangelman.org. If you're curious if this is a legitimate charity, know that this is SBR's 6th year running this tournament. SBR will also provide a list of donors as well as an invoice of payment to the charity once the event concludes. Over here at SBR, we have members of our forum family that have been directly affected by this syndrome. Our goal is to raise more awareness and help drive fundraising to support research and an eventual cure for Angelman syndrome. We hope for an even greater turnout this year, so please spread the word to friends, family, and anyone else who is willing to participate in the event. I'll see you then.
Thanks, Lee. Looking forward to that Saturday night. Teach these boys and girls a little thing about the old poker tournament. Straight into the game now, Alex. Lazio 2.4 plus 140. Draw 3.61, which is plus 261. And Inter at 3.0 plus 200. Now, Inter came back to win 4-2 last week and put a totally dominant display in second half. Lazio came away with a 1-0 win against Parma, but Parma should have got something out of the game, Alex.
Yeah, Lazio last matches, let's say the goalless draw against Verona, the 1-0 win against Parma, are saying to us that they are counting on one man. And that one man is Ciro Immobile, and nobody else can score if Ciro Immobile doesn't score. He has more than half of the goals of Lazio during this entire season, which says a lot. We wish him all the best. I hope that he will stay healthy, because we like this battle for freeway battle with Lazio, Inter, and Juventus fighting for the title. We love it as neutral fans. We want this to happen each and every year, but I think that this will become a problem through the season, and at the end of the season, when his legs will get a little bit tired, when I think that Juventus and Inter will take some points off them, and they will what I want to say is that I don't see them finishing in top 2. I think that they will finish third, the best here. I think that Inter, after that amazing comeback in the Milan derby, in the Derby della Madonnina, their morale is at the highest level right now. They are back in first place. Lautaro Martinez will come back from the suspension. He had 2-game suspension, and they will be on fire. I think that Eriksen, Young is amazing. Eriksen is amazing. This Conte guy is amazing in Italy, and most of all at Inter right now, and they will fight for the title. And I have Inter to win with draw no bet at 2.15. And also another one unit play, over 2.5 goals in the match at 1.72, because I really don't think that Lazio will play like they did in that 1-1 draw against AC Roma, defending all game long and trying to score on the break. So over 2.5 at 1.72, Inter to win with draw no bet at 2.15.
Yeah, I was surprised you didn't go for the Alex Classic there, Alex. I think it absolutely stinks of both teams to score an over 2.5, but you've covered the over 2.5 at 1.72. Okay, Chef Michael, Sassuolo 2.0 plus 100, draw 3.6 at plus 260, Parma 3.8 at plus 280.
Yeah, like Sassuolo in a decent form right now. They've won 3 out of the last 5, and with a dominating win over Roma, wins over Torino and SPAL. I think Sassuolo have a pretty talented attacking core right now. They're led by Francesco Caputo and opened with scoring, getting on the sheet 2 times against Roma in their win. Domenico Berardi, who's also been in a scoring drought, but he's still got 9 goals on the season. Still going to be a threat to score. I like the way the Sassuolo team plays. They attack, they go forward. They're attacking from the midfield, and Parma, pretty much a mirror image. And I think this should be one of the more entertaining matches to watch. I think it'll get overshadowed by Lazio and Roma and Atalanta, but I think both teams to score and over 2.5 at 2.2 is a pretty good look.
Yeah, I like that. Alex Classic at 2.2. Alex, you like this game as well?
Yeah, I love the over 2.5 goals at 1.76. I'm afraid that only one team might score in this match, and that could be Sassuolo. So Sassuolo could easily win 3-0 in my opinion. Right now, they are on fire, and we cannot say the same thing about Parma right now. Yeah, in the standings, Parma are 3 points above that, but this will, I think that this could easily change this weekend when Sassuolo will be the hosts, and that even money, I will also play Sassuolo to win this match. So again, 2 bets for this match: Sassuolo to win at even money, and over 2.5 goals in the match at 1.76, both 1 unit plays.
Okay, I'm happy to greet you with that because my European trap has just been clicked, and it is Sassuolo at plus 100. It was definitely premeditated because I have to go through all the games. I have to go and look to see which team are no value at all. I think Parma are quite decent, and I think Parma double chance at plus 280. You can see this being a draw. I can even see it being a 2-2 draw, so I'm agreeing with the boys on Alex Classic, and over 2.5 goals. But Sassuolo to win the game at plus 100, not for me. That's the only trap I could find out of all the selections. Chef Michael, Juventus 1.18. How I'd love this one to have been a trap at minus 556. The draw at 7.6, which is 660. And Brescia 19.0, which is plus 1800.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on over there in Brescia, but they've sacked Eugenio Corini for the second time this season. I mean, he was sacked originally back in November. They brought him back. Fabio Grosso he had issues, didn't do a good job, had problems with Balotelli, so they sacked him. Brought back Carini. Now he's being sacked again, and the reported is the former Cagliari boss, Diego Lopez, is going to take over. Usually it's a spot I like to take. A new manager coming in is going to put some energy back into the club, but I don't see what he's going to do here. He's in a horrible spot right now. After Juve, they've got Napoli, Sassuolo. Yeah, I don't see how he's going to come in there on such short notice and try to come in here and do something against Juventus. Juventus obviously coming off that shocking loss against Verona. Might have been shocking somewhat, but I think Juve are going to look to bounce back here. Obviously, they have heat from Inter and Lazio. I was looking at halftime, full time, but it wasn't a great price, down at near 1.6, I think 1.66. So I took a different route to get kind of the same bet. I took Juve to be ahead at 30 minutes at 2.0.
Okay, so it's ahead in 30 minutes. What? 2.0? What's happening, Alex?
What's up?
Do you guys think that Brescia will score in this one? Because I was looking also at Juve to win and under 4.5 goals. I don't think that Juve will score a ton of goals in this one. Maybe a 3-0, 4-0, but I don't think that Brescia will find the back of the net against wounded Juventus after that defeat last weekend. So I think that 1.9 Juve and under 4.5 goals looks incredibly
Are
good.
you going to have that as official?
No.
Oh,
I was just thinking.
Okay, you're thinking out loud.
Always.
That brain don't stop. Okay, Lecce 2.23, which is plus 123. Draw 3.59, which is plus 259. And Sport 3.3, which is plus 230. Chef, it's a tough old game to pick, this one.
Yeah, I wasn't really looking at it until another issue with the manager, SPAL sacking their manager a few days ago, and Lecce are on the back of two impressive wins, a clean sheet of Torino, and then they went into Napoli and got a 2-3 win. So they gathered some points out to get themselves out of the drop zone. And then Lecce, they were pretty busy in the transfer window. They brought in Antonin Barak from Udinese and a Czech Republican midfielder, and they also brought in Argentina, Paz Nguyen from Bologna. I think Lecce, they're going to continue to rely on Felipe Falcao and Gianluca Lapadilla for their goal output and SPAL. They're down there lonely in the bottom dead man zone. Surely they're obviously going to go down, and I don't see this being a very high score. I don't think Lecce is going to light up the scoreboard here, and I don't think SPAL is going to get any goals here. So I'm going to go Lecce and under 4.5 at 2.7. I just think the issues with SPAL and their manager. I mean, this is a guy that brought them up from the Serie C all the way up to Serie A, and they dump him like he was a bad piece of chicken or something. I don't know what's going on over there, but so I see a Lecce win here. Keep it low scoring. It's Lecce at under 4.5 at 2.7.
Okay, there's no.
You have to cut the ropes when you're lost in the standings, and your chances to stay up are very, very diminished after your poor season. So you have to cut something, and I think that the coach is the first person you cut, not players, not other. You see how many problems are in Italy lately, right? Also, Jurgen Klinsmann, Radek said to us that left Hertha Berlin yesterday because he missed his family in the USA.
Yeah, you know the situation before you take the job, that it's always going to be the manager who's the first one to go. It's always their fault. Alex,
you see us get promoted, Alex.
Go on, Chef.
The mighty Benevento are running away in Serie B. They're gonna get brought up.
Come back, please. Come back, please. Yeah. We love Benevento. We did a tons of profit with Benevento last season. And come back, Benevento. SPAL, bye, SPAL. Welcome, Benevento.
Okay. Bologna, 1.88, minus 114, draw 3.65, which is plus 265. And Genoa, 4.5 plus 350. Again, I told you last week, Genoa were the team to be on, and they won. Remember, I only remind you when I win, Alex.
But I was not on that match. I don't know why you are trying to remind me something that I was not on.
No, nothing about you. It was all about me saying to Chef Michael that we love Genoa.
You, I understand. Okay. Yeah, but I think that this is the easiest both team to score situation in Serie A this weekend at 1.7. I think that Bologna could easily win this match, but Genoa are are a good side, are a decent side. Despite sitting on the relegation zone there, I think that they will not be the ones who will go down. I think that the fight will get even more intense with some rounds to go. So what I'm trying to say is that Genoa will find the back of the net, in my opinion, against Bologna. But with Bologna missing some of their players, Medel, Sansone, I think that this is a pretty good chance for Genoa to pick up some points. But I will not risk anything. I will just keep it simple. Both teams to score at 1.7, and this should be a win from the first half.
Okay, AC Milan at 1.65, which is minus 155, draw 4.0, which is plus 300, and Torino at 5.8, which is plus 480. And we'll start with you, Chef Michael.
Yeah, this is just a jump on a team that just came off a horrible loss with AC Milan, and Torino's absolutely terrible. They've lost, each of their last 5, being clean sheeted 2 times. Once by Lecce, and that other one with that beat down 7-0 from Atalanta. I think AC Milan are gonna, they're gonna try to come out and impose their will. They're gonna try to bully Torino around, which I think they can. If they get the chances and find the back of the net as easily as they did against Inter, they should have no problems here. not enough on the Milan straight win, so I just took the -1 at 2.1. Maybe at the worst, just get my money back. But I see them winning pretty comfortably here.
Okay, that's Asian one. On the Asian handicap, -1 on the Asian handicap at 2.1, which is +110. Alex, wrap up this show.
Yeah, when you bring a coach with basically no experience in Serie A, Moreno Longo is the name of Torino's coach after sacking Walter Mazzari. Moreno Longo coached in Torino's Primavera. I think that for who knows what, if anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, is the young squad of Torino. He coached Pro Vercelli in Serie B, and Frosinone also. So that doesn't say anything about this guy who, on his first match being in charge, he wanted to change the fucking system. You are unexperienced and you want to change the system against Sampdoria, Ranieri Sampdoria? Come on, this is a huge mistake. And we said we went with Sampdoria last week and we cashed. And I think that once again we should oppose Torino, who will be also without one of their backs, Iso, red-carded last weekend against Sampdoria. So I'm going AC Milan and over 1.5 goals in the match at 1.85. And I think that you would love this AC Milan to win 2-0. I don't know. I think that is around 2.8.
Don't like AC Milan, though, to be honest. I mean, I think that I just never know what I'm going to get. I've got two things, obviously. I'm going to go with Sassuolo as my European trap. I think they're lay of the weekend. But I'm going to get your bankers, and then I'm going to throw a little one in just before we end, because we've got about a minute to go. So your banker, Chef Michael, is?
Milan, -1.
Okay, Milan, -1 is your banker at 2.1. And Alex, your banker?
Inter with Drono bet at 2.15.
Okay, and it's not a banker, but I just fancy a red card in the Lazio-Inter game. So just to throw it out there that I fancy things could get a bit hairy and they might not be able to handle the heat. So someone's going to leave the kitchen. So I'm going to say goodbye to Chef Michael and the Grill Master, and see you again next week. Have a great time over the weekend. And remember, Sassuolo is the European trap. You take care.